How are you?
I am fine, ma'am. What about you? And how was your day?
My day was wonderful. Okay, my daughter just returned after a international trip. They had a school trip, so it was good to see her after so many days. So yeah, feeling blessed. It's good to see
Oh,
children. After we have a gap, little break from the children, you feel good to see them again. Yeah,
oh, right, right. So
yeah.
where she has been?
She had been to Egypt with for a school trip. Yeah, so for I
Okay,
think 4 days, just for 4 days. Yeah, yes,
okay, that's
that,
nice.
that's nice.
So
Yeah, it was good.
how was her experience?
Her experience, overall experience was very good. She did enjoy, of course. Egypt is very, I can say it's a lovely place, spiritual as well as it has a lot of historic monuments and everything to offer. Of course, the pyramids. So overall, but yeah, the flight duration, there was a lot of delay and lag in flights, 5 hours delay. So while returning, it was a little exhausting because they're children, right? After 13, 14 years old. So like that, it was a little tiring, but otherwise, yeah, she had a great experience.
But I think it was amazing. She visited no Egypt alone, and
Yes.
when we travel alone, we learn a lot of things. I think
Definitely,
you know, we
definitely.
learn
I
that
think,
lot of things.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the main purpose of making sending them alone firstly, right? So that they become independent, I can say. At the same
right.
time, they learn a lot of managerial skills, right? They learn to manage on their own, take decisions. So that's very important.
Gather
Um,
courage and how can we maintain all things without parents and without no
yeah,
family members? Yeah,
yeah, managing without washing clothes. Well, mine, I think, it's a small chores, which otherwise you get ready made, but when you have to do it, it puts a lot of pressure if you're not used to it, right? I'm sure. So I'm glad children manage whatever. Yeah.
right, right, ma'am. So, if they tells you any story, so especially related to the pyramids and mummies, so you can share with me. I also curious about because in 11th class there is a chapter, Tat the Saga, and
Okay.
yes,
It
that is
in which subject, Vijay? In which
in
subject is this?
in
English?
11th class Hornbill book. So
In the
NCR
Holy Book.
Hornbill, that is the name of the book. NCRT
Hornbill,
classic.
Hornbill, Hornbill. Okay, all right.
Yes,
Yeah.
Hornbill. And no, and the chapter is related to the Egypt and Egypt traditions and Pharaoh and how can they bury all things with no Pharaoh.
Yes.
I think and
Yeah.
tradition, culture, a little bit history about the old kingdoms.
Hmm.
If you
Correct.
have any story, so you can share with me.
I don't have any stories. Okay, so far she hasn't told me anything, but I have read a lot about the Egyptian culture
Mm.
and the logic behind the burying the mummies with their all the possessions that they
Yeah.
have, basically, right? So
Yes.
and the pharaoh is basically the king, okay, and you pronounce it
Mm.
as pharaoh, right? Just like crow, pharaoh. Okay,
Mm.
so yeah, pharaoh is the king, and it's a ritual that they bury everything along with their possessions, okay, in the mummy. Mummy is like their grave. The entire the the entire, what do you call it?
Mummy is
Pyramid is
the
basically
preservation
a,
of
yeah.
preserved body, and it is also in Rajasthan. We have also mummy in Albert Hall. It placed at Albert Hall.
Okay, you have a mummy in Rajasthan. I never knew this. That's news to me.
Yeah, I visited Albert Hall once, and I that time I have seen the mummy.
Okay, so whose mummy is that in Albert's home?
It's been long time. It has been long
Okay,
time. I forgot about the name, but I have seen.
okay,
It's a
that's
fam
nice.
Albert Hall is a famous monument, for especially the foreigners.
Okay, where is it specifically in Rajasthan? If you can tell me which place in Rajasthan?
Jaipur. Jaipur.
Jaipur. All right. Okay. I have visited Jaipur, but it was just for a day. So maybe I just missed it. We just went for a half day tour. It was in
Oh,
transit.
we can't visit in one day, especially the Jaipur, Udaipur,
Yeah.
Jodhpur. We can't visit. Yeah.
Udaipur is really beautiful. I visited Udaipur, so that's really Hawa Mahal. What Jal Mahal, not the Hawa Mahal. Sorry,
Yeah,
it's
Jal
white
Mahal.
white
Hawa
palace
Mahal is
palace.
located in Jaipur.
Yeah, that's in Jaipur. All right. So, Vijay, tell me, you told me about the Egyptian curiosity, right? That you wish to visit this particular place. Any other international destination that you would like to visit?
I never visited anywhere, so if I get chance, so it no, it would be privilege for me. It would be blessed for me if I get any chance. I heard
Okay.
many things. I have read Egypt. No, is Egypt divided two poles apart area. One side is deserted area, and other side is fully flourished, lot of flora and fauna and greenery. So I have a curiosity about, and I have read about the especially pyramids. How can they build in middle of the desert? How can they
Yes.
carry such kind of the stones and heavy stones? No, people amazed, especially how can they build in middle of the desert? That
Yes.
time, I think they hadn't any facility, science and technology. That is the main point of the curiosity. Have
Yeah,
you
that
ever
is
think about, ma'am, how can they carry? People
honestly
try
that
to
is
surmise,
surprising. Yeah, it
try
is
to read the
surprising.
feelings.
Mhm. Because
Yeah,
having
try.
so much of engineers in today's time, okay, still it is a task to build such a huge monument, okay, with so much of manpower, I can say, that we use, okay. So I'm sure earlier times they had manpower as well, okay, the people, but having that
Mhm.
architectural knowledge, okay, which is required, that is something which is amazing, as you just suggested, that it's surprising as well, and it's something that makes you curious, right? That how did they manage? So yeah, we can only
Yeah.
come to know if we visit Egypt. So hopefully we both visit it soon so that we can come to know the answer behind that.
Last, last year, ma'am, I have visited a Taj Mahal. So, no, I feel also amazed. How can they build, so colossal? Can I use colossal word for the buildings?
Yes, you can use colossal. Yes, it is colossal.
Colossal.
Hmm.
Colossal. How can they build such kind of the buildings? It's also amazing. I just know go to dump stunks to watch this building. Oh, and what kind of the architecture they have? How can they plan? And it's also amazing. And I have visited
Okay.
Chittorgarh Fort, so it's also amazing. I can't walk even, and they carry the shoes and
Hmm.
Colosseum stones. Man, we can
That's true.
imagine only.
Yeah, it
We
is
don't.
unimaginable, right? It is unimaginable. You can't even, you can only
Mm,
relate to it, okay, because the energy that people had, okay, to do that work was definitely much
mm.
more as against, as we say now, that we just can't even roam the castle by our own. We get tired just by, being a
Yeah,
tourist, just seeing it, right? So building that is something is next level, I can say. But maybe
absolutely.
people were designed to do that maybe earlier, right? They had that work because still, if we just compare it, Vijay, with today's time, we still are building, I can say, fantastic. For example, the bridges that are built, okay, for example, if you come to know of the Atal Setu Bridge, which is built in Bombay, right? That is one of
Mm.
the longest bridge to be made across the world, second longest or something like that, on water, right? Across the water entirely.
Mm.
So we are still doing it, and it requires a lot of knowledge, I can say. So people are, but at that time, definitely, it is something that's to be pondered upon, that how they managed, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
but we can't. Sometimes we people are feel proud. Oh, nowadays we have science and technology, and we consider earlier ancient time they are illiterate and they don't have a proper
Yes.
knowledge. But we can't
Hmm.
deny.
Yes. But I won't call them illiterate, right? Illiteracy, right now we call illiterate people on the basis because they had scriptures and they had their own knowledge, okay? They had scriptures which are that they were reading. They were definitely not into English speaking, okay? But they were masters of their own subjects, right? And
Yes,
that's,
but sometimes some people argue. They consider themselves scholarly, so-called scholarly. They nowadays we have science and technology and nanotechnology. Earlier, what they had. Yeah, I
hmm,
heard especially our ancient history, especially our Indian ancient history.
hmm,
We call all time the propaganda and know how superstitions, all things, but we forget about the scientific reason behind all things.
yes.
And we just proud to feel the only the Western science and culture.
Yeah. But that's human, that's, I can say, the human nature, okay, to become influenced towards something that is new to us, right? Foreign culture is new to us. So don't you think it's just an influence and just a curiosity that makes us think that, okay, they are much more superior as compared to our own? Do you think we Indians don't value our own traditions too much? What do you think?
Yeah, we feel ourselves belittle in front of the Western science and culture, but we have no, I would say the real example. I forget
Yes.
the proper word. How can we
Hmm.
say? But we have real examples, especially in our architecture field. And I heard about the Low Sitam, no, in Delhi, the Mehroli Low Sitam. I have read in history. So
Okay.
it is without any rust
Okay.
after long years. So it is also, we can say, not only the architecture, we have amazing chemistry also that time.
Definitely. Such minute, I can say, knowledge about each and every factors that were considered earlier. Okay. I don't know if people today's, architects must be considering it to that extent. Okay. That's the reason
Mm.
those monuments are still prevalent, right? They're standing strong and tall, which is not the
Yeah,
case with today's building, unfortunately, right? It
yeah,
just perishes in like few
Mhm.
years, right?
Yeah. It made from the iron and no, without rusting, it is still standing
Yes.
without any little bit of the rust. And we have the real example of the mummies. They preserve their mummies. No, it's been centuries.
It's been centuries, exactly, and they're still there for us as an example. So I don't know what do you think today's people are going to leave behind for the next generation? Like they left so many things, like Taj Mahal is there, mummies are there. What do you think today's generation is going to leave behind for the next? Will there
We
be
have
anything? Yeah.
We have a lot of things, ma'am. Maybe I'm not saying we are not doing outstanding. People are doing outstanding works, but I would say we are leaving most of the garbage, and we just packed our Mother Earth garbage, plastic, pollution, and we have faced pandemic also, especially last few years. we are continuously facing. Uh, if I talk about the corona pandemics and earthquakes, also storm, no, still we are in the month of the December and still people are facing the storm and rain continuously. Weather
Yes.
is totally changed. So volatile
Yes.
weather we can say, landslide, especially in our northern part of India.
Mm.
So we are try. I'm not say try to, but knowingly, unknowingly, we destroyed our Mother Earth. We spoiled
Definitely.
our Earth. Mother Earth. Mm.
And what we are
We
facing,
know very well. There is no use to run after the money, but still we are so greedy and we are not ready to understand. There is a no use. If we are putting our life in danger, so there is a no use of the money.
true. At least for not for our generation, but definitely for the upcoming generations, we are spoiling Mother Earth to the next level, right? Okay. And whatever
Especially our
you
Indian.
see, Vijay, you can say whatever we are experiencing right now is basically the repercussions, right? They are
Yeah,
the
repercussions.
results, repercussions, right? They
Mm,
are the results of our own deeds that we have done. Okay.
mm.
Because we have a
Yeah.
saying, what you sow, so shall you reap, right? So we have sown everything. So the reap is going to be maybe for us or maybe for our next generation. We have to face it.
Yes,
Because
like our generation is also facing, ma'am, since childhood, they are facing respiratory problem, allergy to lot of things. They are still
yes.
facing. They can't eat, and some kids are can't eat the wheat and grain. They are by birth
Yes.
allergic person.
Yes.
And
And this is
some
something like
metro
gluten
cities.
free. Yeah, people have
Yeah,
children today are going gluten free. What you're saying, wheat and everything, which was just not there in the even in our generation, which was just not there, right? But now young children by birth they are having all these deficiencies, which is like really sad. I
deficiencies.
can
Yes.
say, which is very sad.
Mm. And some cities are also, we can say that declare that is not to be good for our health. I'm
Mm.
not talking about even the metro city, my town. Yesterday I watched AQI, so it is also unhealthy. It's
I
a
can say
small town.
hardly any Indian city will be left out of pollution. Talking about the entire India, I don't think so. There'll be rarely
Mm,
any place I can say which will be pollution free except the mountains because they have mountains to save them. Unfortunately, we don't have it over here. We live in cement city, right? At least talking about myself, living in Mumbai, I think we live in a cement city, right? Same is
mm,
surrounded by cements everywhere. If you have
yeah.
nature around you to save you a little bit, then maybe the effect is a little comparatively less.
Yes, yesterday I watched a news about related to the Arauli range, and now the government declare Arauli range due to the rule and regulation they put into the Arauli range in danger,
Yep.
and the news related to the environment and pollution. So they consider the small hills not of the part of Arauli, so they can mines there. And if we
Oh,
are keep doing all things, so definitely in upcoming years there was no Arauli range, and it would be dangerous for our not only environment, especially our capital city Delhi. Arauli range is a safeguard for the Delhi.
okay. All right.
And it tried to Arauli range stopped desert area, dunes area, sandstorms also.
Okay.
So we are now, no, we are not ready to take no necessary step to stop all things. We are
Right.
continuously putting our health, our environment in danger. We are not serious about. Still, we are not serious about.
Yeah.
And the news is also declare every person, especially the Indian, they are smoking 10 cigarettes a day. They are
Okay.
consuming smoke. Uh,
No, okay. And not harming just themselves, but mostly the people around them as well, right? Because smoking harms other 100 people, not just the person who is
they are
inhaling smoke.
not actively because lot of the smoke in the environment, they are consuming smoke. I would say equal to the 10 cigarettes.
Definitely, yes, because they're inhaling much more smoke as against the
Yeah.
smoker as well, right? Yeah, that's
Mm.
really sad. I think people should take a little responsibility because that's
Till
the
they
only,
take time.
sorry,
When will they take? We are just waiting for.
I know, but I hope at least that's the only way to save ourselves because all we can do is hope, right? That maybe they might, one change of thought can save a life, I can say, right? So it's very important to have a change. All right. Okay, now you said scholarly, okay, a few scholarly people, okay, in between conversation. So
Yes.
scholarly word is not there, okay? A few scholars of the past. You'll keep the word scholars itself. You'll not add an ly over there, okay?
Right.
And the word amazing, okay, was repeated a few times, okay? The Taj Mahal is amazing. For example, the mummies are amazing. So try
Mm.
finding different vocabulary.
Mm.
For example, you can say they are spectacular. Okay, they are saying they are right. Taj Mahal
Mm.
is simply spectacular, you can say, or the Ravli range are completely breathtaking. Okay.
Breathtaking, yes.
Breathtaking, right? Sounds, I mean, it's really nice. They're beautiful, or they're
Mm.
panoramic. You can use the word panoramic as well, okay, which are very
Mm.
beautiful, panoramic, right? So
Mm.
Egypt is extremely panoramic. We can use that, right?
Yes, right word, ma'am, panorama.
Right? It's very beautiful, as we know. So the pictures will come beautiful, I'm sure. So try using, okay, a little different vocabulary. The little repetition was there in the speech, so I thought I'll just notify that. All right.
Definitely. If you noticed any grammatical mistake, please let me know.
Sure, sure. Okay, beach ma'am. Okay. I never visited Egypt. Okay, you have told. So there was a helping verb have that was missing in between. But next time when you spoke, Vijay, that time have was there. Okay, so it was not a consistent error. Okay, I only point out errors that are consistent, okay, throughout in that 15-20 minutes. Because in between one or two errors is okay if you're self-correcting. So that is a process of learning, right? So then it doesn't make too much sense to point every is and every are. Okay, are was missing, is was missing. Because you know and you are in that process of learning, right? But this vocab, I'm sure next time you say amazing, you will think about me, I should say something else, some other vocab, right? So this can modify or this can help you, enhance your speech better. So I thought I'd let you know.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right,
Have a
Vijay.
great evening.
You too
Bye.
have a great evening. All right. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.